Hello everybody, my name is Craig Bennett, and today I am going to get into how I set up my streaming, and that way you know how to set up yours on YouTube. And also I'm going to show you how to use OBS on a very basic level. So as far as that goes, let's jump on into this. Now let's go into the actual back end of YouTube, and what you want to do is I advise you to set this up before you start streaming. But how this works is pretty simple. Basically, this top area shows you the thumbnail, an area that a person will be viewing if they were coming to your stream. It's very important to note this because you can actually see if the video stopped or there's some problem. And while it's playing, it will be muted, or it's supposed to be muted, but you can unmute it to see if there's sound being played. This actually is very useful, especially if you got multiple people to manage the actual stream, because what happens is if you got audio problems, someone can go around and fix it for you instead of you playing a guessing game while you're streaming. So going down here is I have this set up, but you got a normal title interface, a description, and stuff like that. You can schedule your stream, but keep in mind, you might notice that there is no save button. As you change things, you will see that things will be saved. So right up here, that is saved. And one thing I will recommend is that you fix these titles up like you want before you start streaming, because once you change it, it'll create another stream and you can have problems there. Keep in mind they have the beta stuff up here, so you can click that and it will tell you a little bit about that, but basically there is several problems like that where if you change the title midstream, then it will run into some problems. Down here you can add a description and whatever, but down here basically you can schedule the next stream. Basically from here you can say whenever it is, so you can set up way ahead of time or not. I'll advise you to take a look at the time zone, so you are set up to your time zone so you know when it's set up properly. Go down a little bit more, you get categories, privacy, and this is very important because if you're doing like a company stream, so for example, if I have a company event and it's just meant for the company employees, it doesn't matter if it gets out or not, but it's just meant for the company employees, I can just do that and go about that method. Now I can go to the events, and I'll get into this in a second, but one thing to note is the only way to get to here is by that advanced settings if the stream is not active. I'll get a little bit more into that in a second or two. So let's go down a little bit more, and we can see the stream health, and this says how many people are watching at that time. Keep in mind this stream's not active yet. How the messages per minute and stuff of this nature. This is very important because what basically happens here, and you can do view full analytics and stuff like that. Again, I'll get more into this in a second or two, but basically this is useful because the more interactions you get, the more people watching, the more people commenting, even if it's the same person commenting. Basically, the more comments you have per short time, the higher chance that your stream will show up on the front page of YouTube, or it'll show up in recommendations and stuff like that, and people will see it more and go down that path. So going from the top right, again we got that, but you can see if the stream's online, offline, right there. But so we get the chat. You can redact your messages by just doing remove. So right here, and just do remove, whatever. And keep in mind, you can set people as moderators. You can put people in timeout. So if someone's acting up for a little bit, you don't want to ban them, but they're just acting weird for a little while, you put them in timeout. You can ban people altogether and stuff like that. It's up to you. on how you want to handle that. I recommend that you go over here to the gear wheel, and you can enable the live chat and automatically block spam messages, and you can use the community page to say what is bad words and whatnot. I personally say don't do this, because what happens is right now at this second, today of September 22nd, the chat does not go into your comments. So when a stream's done, it will process on YouTube, and it will be a video that people can watch later. The chat does not go into the comments, unfortunately, and because of this, there's not much point of blocking the messages unless someone's acting up or you got a large crowd following you. So if you're one of the major players, maybe this is worthwhile, and in fact it probably is worthwhile. But if you're like my size or more or less, you're probably not going to run into that problem. Basically, once you get into like 300 plus people, or messages going through, they're so fast that you can't keep up no matter what you do. I personally have seen that with some people's streams, that is the only way that you can filter out some of the mess. But again, the stuff goes through so fast that the average person's not going to be able to see junk anyways. So going down here, it has the regular chat interface, so you can add, remove stuff, view active users, stuff of that nature. So if you want to do view active users, you can do that. Again, this is not a live stream yet, so it's not going to have anyone. Even the most popular YouTubers, their live stream, they're not going to have people talking in here, especially with so much time going by on my stuff where it's not nowhere near. It's not going to have that. You got emojicons and stuff like that. It's cool. It's whatever. Go down here. You have the checklist, and going down. This is very important. On OBS, you will need the key. So this needs to be private, because if someone has the key, then basically they can actually stream on your channel on your behalf, and that can be a problem. So again, going down here with this area, again, you want to make sure that the enable DVR is on, and that allows people to if your stream is within 4-hour time, they can move around within there. If it goes past that, then they can't. So they have to wait for the full stream to get done for the process. Make archive unlisted. Again, this allows people to edit their stream video before it goes live. Then again, with the optimization, I advise with the buffering, and that way you can have higher resolutions coming out, because what happens is, with low latency, if the person, either their internet sucks, or say for example really more on your end, if your internet's not that good, your 1080 stream can go down to one of the lower ones as possible, and it can harm the entire health of the stream, which is something you don't want. Monetization is pretty straightforward in regards, you know what it is. So while a stream is live, you can go to the events, and if you click this, it'll just take you back to here. But when a stream is live, you got extra settings, and it's really this area right here. So you can actually add the tags. You can say when is the end time if you want of a given stream. So you can say that the stream is going to only be in this section at a time. And I know a few people who stream weekly, and they have a very particular time slot. They try not to go past that at all. What that does is it says if you want to view this, if it goes beyond that moment, then basically you know that the stream's over. I went on streams before, other people's streams, and because they didn't have an end time, I didn't know if I was at a beginning or ending or what because of that. So it's important that you got that, but again, we're just at the time zone now. So going down to the events tab, event settings tab is just like the normal video settings. Again, with the delay and whatnot, you can do that. And for this, you can do, try to find something worthwhile. Location, auto blocking, stuff like that. So monetization, you can say stuff like that. Now, as far as this, I can never got that to work. I don't know what it does. This should be that. I don't know why it doesn't actually work when you click that. But what you want to do here is, when the stream's active, there's more information showing, but basically this shows you the information. So you can have multiple camera angles playing. Look into that. Not many people do it, and I don't do it. Even YouTube says that you need a high-end internet to do that, because you're putting out a lot of content out at that time. But basically you can see what people are seeing, what they're liking and whatnot. It's going through that. You can see this, what type of stream, if it's 720, it's 1080, whatever. You can see the average view duration, the total view time per hours, peak currency, and down here chat rate and stuff like that. Again, more information will be shown when you actually are streaming. It's very important to note that. So going through that, let's go into the OBS. So OBS, I'm pretty sure you know how to download stuff. If you don't, well, good luck on that. But I will give you a link on where to get OBS so you don't have to hunt for it. Check for it in the description. While you're in there, check out the Patreon and PayPal and whatnot, and subscribe. But going from here, what you want to do is set up the scenes. So what is a scene? And keep in mind, I'm going to show where it says like camera, because my camera is being used on Camtasia for making this video. How cameras work is they can only go to one software at a time, and because of that, anything that past that's requiring the camera, it will basically say no. It will do a blackout. So what you want to do is set up your scenes before you really get started. You want to go down, and each one of the scenes needs to have a different thing. So like right here, I got desktop, and then if I want to switch it where the person can actually see only me, then I can switch it here, and then mix, I can see here, and normally like one of the corners it will have the camera and then the display. Note how the camera is above the display. The reason why is the camera, it will show above the thing. So it's kind of like pulling up my video editing software, because this, sorry about that, because this is above the display. The rest of the stuff, as you notice there, it's shown on top. It's a layer effect like that. So that's important to note, and make sure that you have this stuff right. And you might want to fool with the settings and whatnot, but it's pretty straightforward. How do you add scenes? It's pretty simple. Just do that, and then the scene properly. You can duplicate, rename, remove, whatever. Now, one thing I want to note is don't add multiple displays. So for example, right here, if I want to add another scene, what I can do is, if I want to add a, let's see, display capture, I'll go down to add existing, because otherwise you will run into some problems. There's delays, then you can actually run into some major problems where it doesn't work at all. So you would just add existing, and there you go. So that's a big thing to note in that itself. And so basically right here, you notice that it says display capture, and down here is display capture. It's the same thing. You just add it one time, and you can add it multiple with that method I just showed you. So from here, adding things is pretty straightforward. You just click on whatever, like I showed you before, and just through that. Then right up here, you got the sound and whatever. You can mute things, video capture, desktop audio, whatever. It's up to you on what you want to do here. Now, switching between this, how do you, on a stream, how do you switch between, say, the desktop to your camera or a mix? You go over here and just click it, and whatever you see here, that's what the stream will see. So you can actually set a fade or just a simple cut. So notice how when I go to cut, it just switches. If I do a fade, it actually should have faded, but it might not do that because of whatever. I can add a few things like swipe, fade color, and whatever, but I'll leave this alone. If I'll do, you can edit, fine, but whatever, I'll just leave that alone. What you want to do here though is go to the settings and go to stream and that key. So going down here, you want to put this key, you want to do a reveal, put that key into here, and that way the whenever you press that start streaming button, it actually starts streaming from that moment on. So that's fairly important itself, and make sure you select YouTube since we're going with that, but of course you can go with these others if you want. And then you can do general and whatever. I didn't mess with any of this because it's not needed, but you can if you want to do hotkeys and whatever, it's fine. But for me, it's not needed. The biggest thing that I want you to note is this is where you put a stream key, and that allows you to start stream. Now, instead of streaming, what I'll advise you to do is start recording, and then note where it says it's recordings, but start recording, and then look at as you go through this, how it looks, how it sounds, and whatever, and that's what the actual thing should look like whenever you're fully doing the stream. So there's that, and you can do studio mode, which is fine, whatever, but that's a little bit more advanced than I want to show. So with here, you can do profile and whatever is fine. If you do multiple things, and you can do interesting things. So say for example, if I want to have an image there or a text there scrolling, whatever, I can do that. There's tricks like, I'm not going to show you those things. There's a little bit more advanced than I want to cover in this particular video, and as you may tell, I got a stream coming up because that's actual one going to happen. But basically this I just wanted to cover the basics. Now, one thing I wanted to mention, because I forgot this, is the actual stream. So like right here, I can schedule a stream or whatever, but I want to make it unlisted. So what I'm going to do is do the actual stream, yada yada, and then whenever this particular video comes out, I'll have the stream, the ask me anything while I edit, come right before the stream or sometime before. And what that basically does is it shows that my channel has activity multiple times a week. YouTube boosts up my stuff. It basically increases my CPM and does a few things like that. But basically, instead of a person watching the actual video through the stream, they can actually watch the actual video that this one that you're hopefully watching. But I mean, like for me, I don't care which way the person consumes it. It's just a little bit of unprofessional if you're going to have, like, say for this, you can have this particular video that we're doing, if we got information wrong with it, or if whatever happens, I can actually delay this so I can fix it. I can delay the entire video so it comes out and it's just a little bit more professional. So we got that, and it's very professional. I have a picture like that. But anyways, as far as that goes, if you got any questions, anything else, then let me know, and I'll try and answer as quickly as possible. Leave a like, subscribe, share, whatnot, and I'll try to answer it as quickly as possible. And note how I can change that so it's being saved, and the change will actually reflect here, like right here, it reflects here. So basically, note how that can actually be changed as like that. But anyways, if you got any questions, anything else, then leave me a comment down below, and I'll try to answer as quickly as possible. Leave a like, subscribe, share, whatever. Go to Patreon to help out this channel, and PayPal. But what I'm trying to do for now on, or at least from now to whenever, because it seems like YouTube's favoring the live streaming stuff. I don't like live streaming videos like this, how-tos and whatever, because there's just too many problems. Like for this particular video alone, I've done like 5 takes, and there's just too many problems that could happen. Like if I'm doing like a let's play or whatever it is, I don't really care if mistakes happen. But with videos like this, it's very difficult to stream it and chat and whatever. But I don't have that type of skills yet. But when I edit, I figured, okay, I'm editing, I can answer questions live right there and help out people. I'm gonna try to figure out a way to include a chat and video wise in the stream, but I got to see how things are if people spamming and whatever for the first bit, because the last time I done it, there was a few people try to spam. All right, but anyways, see you next video. Hope you have a great day.